know that we've had a host go perfect on the first day of the show. That would be a record, I think.
That would be pretty good. That would be impressive.
I mean, I'm not like the super historian here of the rival series, but I like their chances. Here we go, though. Discombobulators taking on Team Vertex, looking to start their season now 3-0. If they can knock down Vertex, is Vertex under fire early on? Nachito making the stop there. He will have to work with a full tank of boost out of his own corner. And he has plenty of space to work with. The defender just sat there and watched him go to the center of the field. Pop over one.
Oh!
Relating wave goes behind the defender, and the Discombobulators strike first.
How about the mechanics put on display just right out of the gates from Relating Wave? Look at the wave dash coming down to get the pinch put onto the ball. Just great shot placement there, and Discombobulators get an early goal in game number 1.
So Relating Wave strikes first. Could be the first of many. Virtuoso adds another.
Ooh, baby, they are not waiting for Team Vertex to wake up at all. Look how quick Virtuoso is to read this and put it just under the crossbar. No one back for Team Vertex on their kickoff. Let's see if that's going to be a continued trend moving forward.
We know they can defend as well. They had that lengthy overtime earlier, and this man, Nachito, tied a rival series record with 7 saves in that game, which they ultimately won. That's going to be blocked away by Relating Wave and thrown across by Ryzex. Shot on from Dumain, nothing doing there. But another opportunity, Koka doesn't have a teammate on the other end of that pass, and that could be a problem for Vertex. If they're not connecting on their passes, not taking advantage of the few opportunities they might get against Discombobulators, it could be a very long series. They're already behind the 8 ball. Big shot here. No, it's going to go well wide. And there was an effort there from Koka to create some havoc in front of the net, but he could not open things up.
Yeah, I like the idea there of going to disrupt that goalie. And once again, numbers 14 Vertex, but they can't break out of midfield. Let's see if Ryzex can do anything with this. Up off the ceiling, unchallenged, has his flip, but Nachito meets him at the point of contact and gives the ball over to Discombobulators.
It will be Vert throwing another one in. Virtuoso much more involved in the attacking game than he was against ARG. He did a lot of his work away from the ball. A lot of bumps, a lot of demos, especially later on in that series. Nachito running back as Relating Wave will drop one in front. Vert is there, but so too is Ryzex.
Great clear downfield from Doom there, all the way down, but Nachito was waiting. Look at Koka going up off the backboard, but Relating Wave, good backboard defense from the Discombobulators, something that was kind of plaguing them against ARG. They seem to have cleaned it up beautifully here in week 1.
Big clear again from Koka. That'll be a shot on target, one of the easier saves that Relating Wave is going to make this season. And it is Nachito. Blocked by Dumain. Dumain coming in, shooting 50%. 3 goals on 6 shots against a very tough Baguette squad. It'll be Koka. Can he find Dumain here? He can, but very soft touch, and Relating Wave clears it.
One thing that you're going to want to keep your eye on for the Discombobulators is they do have a tendency to short clear their ball in the defensive zone, so it goes to the top of the box. If Team Vertex can see that and capitalize on it, they're going to be able to score a ton of goals. It's just a matter of if they start to notice it.
Nachito battling with Koka. That will wind up in front for Relating Wave to add another. The shot's going to be wide, and Koka should collect it out of the corner. Nachito coming right back in. That will be blocked away, and Virtuoso has to scramble back. He will take this himself. A little miscommunication between him and Nachito. Opportunity now for Vertex to get on the board, and again sent away by Relating Wave.
Oh, and this one's on target, going in between the dotted lines, and Nachito puts the 3rd one on the scoreboard for Discombobulators.
Nachito getting his first. He came in leading the team in goals, and he'll add to his total there with his 10th goal of the season, and a big one for Discombobulators as they look to have put game one away. Everybody on the scoreboard for the front runners in this series. It is going to be Dumain as Vertex looks to get any kind of momentum going forward in this series. A series that on paper looked like it would be a relatively even matchup. It has turned into anything but. But then again, we've seen Discombobulators, they have been a different team between games one and the rest of the series. Could work in reverse as well. That ball will end up to the side. Vert again pops it away, and just classic time wasting at this point as Discombobulators have this one in the bag, and a very patient play from Vert.
Hook, line, and sinker. Virtuoso absolutely baiting the goalie out. Nice delay on this ball. Dumain had no clue where that shot was gonna go. And Virtuoso with his second goal in game number one.
4-zip the score line, and counting perhaps. Relating wave. Lost his traction on the wall, but it will be Nachito. Up top and dropped right down to him. Discombobulators firing on all cylinders.
Oh my goodness, this team is going to be so hard to take down. Team Vertex needs to wake up, and they need to wake up quickly. It just looks like they have no sense of urgency. The goals are piling on, but their gameplay has not shifted whatsoever. And there's the first one on the board, but a little bit too late.
Just a little kickoff goal, which ultimately will prove of no consequence whatsoever. It is a goal for Vertex, and at least they get to see the ball enter the net. And if nothing else, that can provide a small confidence boost. It won't do much for game number one. Final 10 seconds will tick away rather mercifully for Team Vertex as Discombobulators will put the finishing touches on a dominant opening game victory. They may even add another. No, the ball will finally touch down, and that will do it. Discombobulators sending a message in game number one, Subi.
My goodness, did they ever. Looking like they are just firing on all cylinders, working like a well-oiled machine, Stacks, and the ball hits the ground. Game number one is in the bag for Discombobulators. They have carried the momentum from the first game of today all the way into game number 3 that we're working on right now. Team Vertex, though, they have some work to put in themselves. Just looked like they were a little too spread out at times, especially when they were rotating back to go back on defense. It seemed like always those two guys rotating back were going for the back corner boost pads, leaving that net wide open, and Discombobulators just had their pick at where they wanted to shoot that ball on net.
Yeah, the Discombobulators, I mean, we both thought that the Team Vertex would have opportunities to score. Discombobulators gave ARG plenty of chances to score earlier on last week. They did not give Team Vertex many high-quality chances at all. That was solid defense. Yeah, they gave up a goal on the kickoff. Like, it doesn't even count, especially in garbage time. So, effectively a shutout for Discombobulators. That has to feel really great for them going forward in this series.
Well, and oddly enough, the shots were pretty close. It wasn't like Team Vertex only had 2 shots on target, 2 shots on the board, but like you said, they just weren't accurate with those shots. They weren't hard play shots, so to defend them, super easy. They have to be a little more creative. I don't think I saw one midfield pass, so they weren't pulling any goalies out of the net. If you can get those midfield passing plays working for you, you're going to be able to turn it into a 3v2 scenario.
10-6 were the shots, if you can rely on caster math, in game one. Favoring Discombobulators. We'll see what Vertex has in store for game 2. Can they channel a little bit of what we've seen from the Discombobulators so far this season? For game 1, just kind of a wash. It is relating wave for Nachito. And back it goes for Vert. Very quickly back on the attack, and a chance in front. But again, they just rush backwards. Team Vertex not willing to take a chance and force the issue.
That's okay. It's still very early in game 2. I don't want to see them get a little too confident and get overly aggressive, putting themselves down a man on defense. Nice bump there in the zone, and net's open, and Dumain capitalizes.
Their first lead of this series, and it comes with a little physical play from Ryzex. Got Nachito a couple of times. That opens it up for Dumaine. Score his first goal of the series. And now, we'll see what Vertex can do. Scoring in the first minute could be a sign of a turnaround, but that physical play, Subi, I think that's going to be a cornerstone of this offense if they want to get opportunities like that going forward.
Yeah, they're going to have to do that if they're going to want to shake up the Discombobulators at all. If they can, we were talking about those short clear stacks, if those come out. But first, how about that roll down? Not going to get into the box, and the shot on target from Relating Wave, answering very quickly.
Just a quick counterattack, big clear from Nachito off that back wall, and Relating Wave strafing across at the center line, just throws it right at the net. Good things happen, it has here, and Discombobulators quickly tie the game right back up. And now a chance off the kickoff, going back the other way. This is where Discombobulators were a little vulnerable against ARG a couple of times. They do shut the door, and we get back into something resembling normal rotations, and Dumaine makes the save. It is Nachito just beating Ryzex to that ball. He's got Relating Wave waiting for a pass, but the shot is stuffed by Coca. Now Coca back the other way. He is not going to get onto this before Vert does.
Yeah, Virtuoso is the third man, and once again, net wide open stacks. That's exactly what we were talking about on their rotations back. Team Vertex are going for both corners, and that net is wide open.
When you make the pass and you are done with the play, get out of there. They are not, and Discombobulators score yet another empty net goal. Virtuoso cheating up off the kickoff as he got this one deep into the corner as well. Vert is still there on the backboard, but Coca has another clear.
Oh, good demo.
And it's not going to work out at all. Actually, it may, as Vert has given that one right back to Dumaine. But there was nothing else going forward. They threw the ball in the corner, then they all just backed off.
And speaking of Virtuoso, what an interesting player to watch. He is their third man more times than not, but you'll turn to him and all of a sudden he's in his opponent's goal looking for a demo, and once again the net wide open. Relating Wave finding chinks in the armor of Team Vertex.
It is the fourth goal of the series for Relating Wave, assisted on there by Vert, and he has added a number of assists so far today. I believe he's up to 9 now on the season. It is Relating Wave, stuffed by Ryzex. It's an opportunity, but that ball goes back beyond Dumaine, and a missed opportunity there by Vertex. We talked about how many chances you're really going to get against Discombobulators. They have gotten some, Team Vertex, but they haven't cashed in nearly frequently enough.
And the one that they did cash in on, they created the opportunity themselves. And what a save from Nachito twice in a row. Virtuoso and Relating Wave combining to save that. It is an iron wall on the blue net.
That is incredible. 2 big saves from Nachito. His teammates come in and make another pair of saves. 4 saves in a span of about 10 seconds. And then maybe a goal on the other side after Nachito bullies his way through Dumaine. Now Coca has Relating Wave just riding him the whole way back. Not letting him get around on an angle, and this will be cleared away again.
And that's the spacing right there from Team Vertex. Not pushed up in the offensive half enough and just allowing that ball to get cleared into the orange zone. Here they come again. The net's open, and Ryzex capitalizes.
They were so good defensively. The spacing was still great from Discombobulators. Nobody in the same place at the same time until that whiff right there. Relating Wave forced to go all the way across the net. Great placement from Ryzex. And it gets Vertex back in this game off a critical mistake.
Still plenty of time to work with in game number 2. They don't need to get overly aggressive here. Still work together as a team. Good clear downfield. Coca puts that one on target, but Relating Wave able to get back in time.
Dumaine over to Ryzex, and that is well read by Nachito. Able to stuff out the passing play, and he throws that one towards the net. Vert was waiting for a pass that never came, so he'll have to rush back. And now to be Relating Wave with Nachito in support, and nothing happening there thanks to the defense of Dumaine. Dumaine again needs another touch. He'll get a little help from Coca, but nothing in front of the net just yet. That is, but nobody can commit. And Nachito is up light years ahead of the attackers, and a great save there made by RLCS. I think recognizing Relating Wave did not have the boost.
Right, yeah, and I was questioning his decision to rotate back there instead of going up for that ball. They are down 1 goal, but hey, it worked for him. They're still chasing one. He's up looking for the double tap, can't find it, and that one goes astray. Still down by 1, 20 seconds to go. Team Vertex marching forward.
One key from that Baguette Squad series earlier with Discombobulators, nobody defended the backboard. It almost cost Discombobulators there. RLCS needs to get this somewhere near the target. Instead, it's right at Nachito with another save. He has been brilliant on defense in week number 1, and that should just about do it. Vertex has to go to the length of the field. They have stagnated, and Virtuoso finishes the job.
Cheeky shot here from Virtuoso. Watch him going downfield, just causing chaos in net, and then gets a little boop on the ball to give Discombobulators the two-game advantage in this series.
2 down and 1 to go for the Discombobulators. And they had to hang on there. There was kind of a self-inflicted wound, I think, trying to hold on to that lead. They almost let it slip. That big mistake that let RLCS get Vertex back within 1. But they limited opportunities for most of the game again. A lot more shots, though, this time for Team Vertex. That's got to be encouraging as they try to start a reverse sweep.
Well, and they weren't blown out of the water in this game either, so that's got to do great things for their confidence levels. But the most impressive thing for me from Discombobulators, they've had 9 goals in 2 games. Only 1 of those has been unassisted. These guys are working like a team. It's showing on the field. It's showing off the field with their stats. Could this be just another Titan in the rival series that we see go undefeated all the way to the end?
Well, this is a team that was in the top 6. They were the number 6 seed of last season's play-in. And the teams they lost to, Xenamoon and the Baguette Squad. You talk about a team being snake-bitten. They had all the chances. It could have been them that made it into the rival series last time around. This time, they knock off some RLCS veterans. They make their way into the rival series this time around, and they are making the most of this opportunity. When we talk about teams getting that chance, we're talking about teams like the Discombobulators.
Well, and we've seen so many seasons in a row how important not just every series is, but every single game. How many times has a team come in 3rd place because they're down a game, and how about that shot from Virtuoso to open up game number 3?
Look at that touch from Vert, and Dumaine never had a chance. He didn't see that coming, never could have got to it in a million years. 10 seconds in, Discombobulators in the driver's seat again. Lock one up for Relating Wave, and he was able to get there, but Dumaine made the save. Now Coca needs to find a teammate. First of all, needs a teammate to find. RLCS is there. Dumaine thought about coming up as well. Instead, wisely holds back, and now Vertex can try to break downfield, but they have got to keep that first touch just a little closer so they can chase it down.
Yeah, exactly. That first touch is just kind of getting away from him, and Relating Wave just carrying that ball into the zone. Nachito can't quite get it under the crossbar. Coca does deny him, but the Discombobulators just holding the offensive zone so well right now.
And everybody has missed this. Bouncer in front, and that one will go on the laugher reel.
If you're gonna let the ball bounce 1 and a 2 off of the crossbar in your own zone and 3 players whiff, you deserve to get punished for it. Down 2 goals, 4 minutes still to go in this game. They need to wake up right now.
That would be an unassisted goal, by the way, Subi. Just so you know. So what does that make, 2 now for the series?
That's 2.
But they were assisted, all right, by the defense. That one also unassisted. It is Vert again, and these are mistakes that you cannot afford to make. The 3 goals that Discombobulators have scored have been the result of really lackluster defense.
Yeah, exactly that. They're kind of creating chaos because of the lack of communication. They're not calling out where they are. They're not calling teammates off, it looks like. They just need to calm down, take a few deep breaths, and fight their way back into game number 3.
Team Vertex right now looking like a team that is visibly rattled. Relating wave. All day to play this ball, and he just goes under it. I don't think his car reacted quite the way he thought it would coming off that wall.
Oh!
And that mistake should lead to a goal, but it won't.
A diving save on the goal line from Nachito. Somehow keeps it out of the net and just demoralizes Team Vertex even more.
When the ball bounces 1, 2, 3 times off the crossbar, the defense misses it, you deserve to get scored on. Is that what you said, Subi?
I don't know what you're talking about, Stacks.
Oh, okay. Here's Dumaine. It'll be blocked by Relating Wave. The defense recovers for Discombobulators. They know they got away with one, but they also know they've got a 3-goal lead, and this series is rapidly approaching its conclusion. Virtuoso for Nachito. Nachito will play this across, and again, nobody there. You talk about sometimes in basketball, and coach will ask, how do you let the ball touch the ground so often? How does the ball just find open space this often coming off of Vertex's back wall?
And we just saw right there where Dumaine should have called out for Isaacs. He had a better angle on that ball, would have led to a lot harder shot put on net, but instead a very weak, very inaccurate shot goes on the board. They just need to pipe up to each other.
Isaacs stopped again by the defense of Discombobulators. That shot wide on the near side, and again Vertex are sent packing back to the orange zone. Popped up, this is dangerous. They are circling the wagons right now. Discombobulators, demo from Vert, but Ryzex is there to sweep this away and at least buy his teammates a brief reprieve, if nothing else.
What a dunk from Relating Wave to keep pressure on in the orange half, keep possession of the ball. Flying by on your screen there, and Virtuoso finds his 4th in game number 3.
He is 1 goal away from tying a rival series record. If he can add another goal, Nachito adding yet another assist, his 5th of the series. All told for Virtuoso, 7 goals in this series alone. Let's talk about a team that is able to pad their stats. My goodness, Vert looking for another. May have to settle for an assist. Relating Wave, drop the hammer down. It's going to be cleared away.
Oh my goodness. This team is starting to just get me really excited for this season, to just see what every team can bring to the table. My goodness, the skill level is just getting higher and higher every season that we've gone through the rival series, and man, Discombobulators are going to be a force to be reckoned with.
And Nachito will add another, and you can tell the wind has completely left the sails of Team Vertex as they fall behind 5-0. You saw a car even stop there in the defensive zone, just, well, nobody's home. Go figure, it happened again.
And just putting tons of shots on the board, 10 shots for Discombobulators. Impressive that they're shooting 50% in this game. Their shot placement is incredible, their rotations are fantastic, their positioning, I can't speak good enough words about this Discombobulators team.
There have been a handful of players that have scored 5 goals in a rival series game. Flame, now in the RLCS with Veloce, one of them. Virtuoso, that's about the only drama left in this game, to see if he will join that list. Nachito just wants to do it himself. Here comes Vert. No, it's going to be cleared by Ryzex. And it does not look like there will be any more names etched into the record book, at least in this match, as the ball will touch down, and Vertex happy to let it do so, because that means they are done getting just embarrassed by the Discombobulators